Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all okay. I'm back again, Lucha FM, with another episode of the AEW Ring of Honor Hard Reset. We're on episode 3 now, and I'm starting the show with a bang. We've got WrestleDream coming up now, and the match that I've decided to put in there to kick off the show in a bout that had great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Ricochet defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in 25 minutes by pinfall with a 630 splash. The second one got a 75. Crowd was okay with 48. 73 for the wrestling. Ricochet, very disappointing. Zack Sabre Jr., absolutely brilliant. So I'm so glad we've signed him. Ricochet was really off his game. Ricochet and Zack Sabre Jr. have pretty good chemistry, which is good. The match dragged at the end because it was too long for the workers, so maybe a shorter match might have done Ricochet better for him. Sorry. Yeah, I know what I meant. Anyway. But yeah, so we had that to kick off WrestleDream. And then what happened afterwards was JT Dunn basically come down to the ring, and him and Zack Sabre Jr. formed an alliance and started attacking Ricochet. So on the notes I put after the match, Ricochet gets attacked by Zack Sabre Jr. and JT Dunn, who was now aligned with Zack. They were just about to powerbomb Ricochet onto an announce table, but Powerhouse Hobbs makes the save. Powerhouse Hobbs is now a babyface and formed an alliance with Ricochet. The second got 56. We just got to handle the turn of Powerhouse Hobbs. Hopefully it's a successful one. So, too many recent turns. Okay, fair enough. So, I've done too many turns, and unfortunately, it didn't go down very well. But at the end of the day, I should have just used the editor to just put Powerhouse Hobbs as a babyface, because on this database, even though it's very updated, it didn't have Powerhouse Hobbs as a babyface. So I should have just used the editor, but oh well. It is what it is. And then we did a 6 women's match. So we had the three woman team, Shida, Shirakawa. I can't even get my words today. Right. How do you pronounce her name? Mina Shirakawa, there you go. And Venny versus Jordan Grace, Chris Statlander, and Serena Deeb. The segment got a 66, 36 for the crowd, 60 for the wrestling. Who was the best worker? Shida was the better worker out of all of them with a 72. Venny wasn't too bad, and Jordan Grace was pretty decent as well. But yeah, the rest need to up their game if they're going to stay here. I'm surprised about Serena Deeb not doing very well. Mina is like a project. She's not the best worker in the rest on the wrestling side of things on the women's roster, but she is definitely a star. So we definitely need to push her and try and get her better in the ring. Jordan Grace needs to be, I think, in one-on-one matches with better workers as well. So moving forward, that's what we might do. Shida is obviously a great worker. We're very lucky to have her. Venny is pretty good, but she's unfortunately not over enough. So we have got penalty points because we are booking Venny. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, I think that's about it on that side of things. Right. So Mina Shirakawa, I can't get a name now. Mina Shirakawa was visibly angry after the match, upset that Jordan Grace almost injured her with a botched move. That's not good. Right. I'm sorry if I kept butchering her name, but then people who watch my content know that I do nothing but butcher people's names, even the most simplest of names. So yeah, right. In the next match, we had a 4-way tag team match for the tag titles. In a bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, the Young Bucks defeated FTR, Private Party, and ABC when Matthew Jackson pinned Mark Quinn with the Meltzer driver. The match was designed so that the wrestlers could go out there and try and steal the show, and the Young Bucks make defense number 6 of the tag titles. The segment got a 79, 44 for the crowd, 72 for the wrestling. Obviously the Young Bucks standout performers here, 89, 86 for them too. Oh, sorry about that, everyone. And then Dax Harwood did alright, but I think other than that, Ace Austin was pretty good. So yeah, so that's good to know. But yeah, we got a lot of bonuses here because of all the tag teams have excellent chemistry. The match dragged at the end because it was too long for the workers to keep the all-out pace going. So maybe I need to do a slower build next time. And also, it's nice to put Ace Austin and Chris Bay in there because they are a very good tag team. So I want them in the mix. I want to keep Private Party up there as well. But at the moment, I don't, like in real life, Private Party are the tag team champions, but I just don't I want to kind of build them up a bit first. So at the moment, so I think for now, I'm going to keep the tag titles on the Young Bucks a bit longer. Right. We had in the next match we had about with good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Willow Nightingale defeated Athena in 21 minutes by pinfall. The match was designed to tell a specific story. So basically, Athena is Mercedes Monet's right hand woman, and she basically her and Willow have had a kind of a little mini feud going on, as well as the storyline with Willow and Mercedes Monet. So we had Willow Nightingale defeating Athena in this one to keep that storyline going. Mercedes. The second got a 69, 47 for the crowd, 66 for the wrestling. Athena was the better worker out of the two. The storyline continues. Athena and Willow Nightingale have pretty good chemistry as well, which is really good to know. And then again, the match dragged at the end because the workers can't keep all that pace going. So that's just how it. I think what I need to do is either do a slow build or do all out matches, but shorter matches. So we'll just see. And then we did an angle afterwards. After the match, Mercedes Monet hit the ring. Her and Athena attacked Willow until Jamie Hayter comes into the ring to make the save. Willow and Jamie stand tall in the ring while Monet Corporations walks off angry. That got us 56 for the segment. So I basically put Jamie Hayter into the storyline because she's a really good worker, and I just want her in the mix with these two, with Athena. Her and Athena would have probably a really good match. Her and Mercedes would have a really good match. I could even do a four-way match at some point with all four that would probably do really well. So we'll see how that goes. I threw these two together because they just weren't in a match, and I just thought, sod it, put them in a match. They'll probably do well. And Orange Cassidy defeated Pac with the Orange Punch. The match was designed to tell a specific story. I don't know what the story was. I just didn't want it. I didn't want to have another match with All Out. Or like steal the show. I just thought I'd do a storyline, story specific match. But yeah, the second got a 67, 48 for the crowd, 66 for the wrestling. Neither were outstanding, but they do have pretty good chemistry together. And again, the match dragged at the end because of the All Out. So I did do All Out pace. I think. Because it was a pay-per-view, I think I literally put every match on all-out pace. I think that was a bad idea. Right, in the next match, we had Daniel Garcia and Swerve Strickland defeating Jack Perry and Shelton Benjamin in a cage match, when Swerve Strickland pinned Shelton Benjamin with a Swerve Stomp. The match was designed to be an engrossing, story-driven spectacle that was slowly built up through psychology and worked towards a dramatic conclusion. So basically, we've got two storylines at the moment. We've got Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry in a storyline, and we've got Swerve against Bobby Lashley and the rest of the Hurt Business. Unfortunately, Bobby Lashley's injured at the moment, so Shelton Benjamin was put in place of this, but it keeps the storyline going. The second got a 67, 49 for the crowd, 62 for the wrestling. Swerve was amazing, 84 rated. The rest of the workers were not very good, but I think Swerve just does very well in this type of match. Both storylines have advanced from it, especially the Jack Perry Daniel Garcia one gained heat. So Jack Perry seemed off his game, but I think that's about it really, and the only negative thing I could see there. Jack Perry also took a crazy bump during the match. Swerve Strickland come out of this match looking good, and then obviously Shelton Benjamin's getting better at his gimmick. So all good in the hood. We did an angle where before the match was we have a backstage interview with Mariah May and Toni Storm, who've been interviewed before their match. The segment Mariah tells Toni Storm that she's a dried up fruit. I forgot to put she's a dried up fruit. Oh no, hold on. Mariah calls Toni Storm a dried up fruit. That's fine. The English grammar is fine on that sentence. And then Toni calls Mariah May a hussy. So it's just silly, childish behaviour which you expect from these two in this type of storyline. The second got a 70. The storyline advanced. Both workers enjoy being off script as well. Both workers have got a hot catchphrase as well, so that really helped the segment. So that's good to see. And then in a decent match, Mariah May defeated Toni Storm in 15 minutes with the reverse bulldog. The match was designed to be chaotic and full of action in order to get the crowd going. And then Mariah May makes defense number 4 of the women's world title. The second got a 62, 51 for the crown, 61 for the wrestling. Neither worker was amazing, but you know it is what it is. It's not necessarily about the wrestling in this storyline. It's more about the characters, and I'm really annoyed that AEW have decided to put Tony Storm back in her old gimmick. She stands out so much more as timeless Tony Storm than she just does as her old. What's her old gimmick is basically she dresses up as like a cheerleader rock star type of thing. But what's the character? There's no character there. At least with timeless Tony Storm. But anyway, it is what it is. Maybe they'll go back to timeless Tony Storm at some point. I hope they do because she's an amazing character in that role. Right, and then the next match we had a four-way match between Will Ospreay, Carl Fletcher, Adam Page, and Okada. So I just wanted to advance the Will Ospreay, Carl Fletcher storyline, but also didn't necessarily want to put them in a one-on-one match. So I just threw Adam Page and Okada in there, two of the best workers in AEW at the moment. And then we had it was basically a bout that had great wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Adam Page defeated Will Ospreay, Carl Fletcher, and Okada in 25 minutes when Adam Page pinned Carl Fletcher with the Deadeye. Everything about the match was specifically designed to be an epic feel in the eyes of the fans, and Adam Page wins the Continental title. Carl Fletcher was the weak link, but I think he's not rated very well on this game, unfortunately, on this particular database. The second one got a 77, 53 for the crowd, 73 for the wrestling. Will Ospreay only with a 67, which I'm really surprised about. Adam Page and Okada were the standout performers in that. So, yeah, unfortunately, Adam Page and Okada are both heels at the moment, and obviously I can't be turning anybody at the moment because of the frequency of how I've been doing it. So we'll just have to play it by ear about that and see how it goes. But I think Adam Page versus Okada would be a great feud moving forward. But that was the main event. We've increased our popularity in 24 regions. Again, we need to sort out this. I'm going to do this offline in a second because I'll keep forgetting to do it. We need to get some broadcasters in Canada, British Isles, Japan, Europe, Oceania, and India as well. Sorry. Venue was used too much and we got penalised for that. The show benefited from having quite a wide selection of angles as well. 76 overall, and we got 9,494 people for WrestleDream. So my aim for the next pay-per-view is to try and get 10,000 if possible. Address the locker room. So who are we gonna? So we'll go. Okada was brilliant, so we're just gonna go. Great performance. Adam Page was brilliant as well. And who was the other one that stood out? I can't remember now. Who was it? Oh my god, I can't remember. Do you know what? I'll just go Jordan Grace, even though it wasn't. She had a good performance, I suppose. Right, please. Financial report. Here we go. Not that we need to worry about these things. AEW are loaded. So we basically made an overall profit on the show of $1,319,532. So we got $98 million in the bank. We are loaded. We've increased our popularity by 2 in most of these regions other than Hawaii. We just increased it by 1, and then we've increased around other areas as well. So that's really good. So I think I've figured it out how to book a good AEW show now from the looks of it. Hopefully I can continue that. We'll see how it goes. But that's a good first show of the episode, which is really good. And then what I'm going to do is quickly have a look at the inbox items on here, see if there's anything worth mentioning to you. And then I'm going to sort out the broadcaster situation. But yeah, we've got a buy rate of 0.09, so 46,649 buys. And then viewing figures, we got a 0.02. TV rating 15,256 viewers with 2,223,640 viewers overall. Brian Danielson says that Willow Nightingale is charismatic; she's a future star. And Serena has said Rio is pretty good in the ring; you should push her. So that's maybe worth looking into. I would have had Rio in that match instead of Venny, but Rio wasn't available, unfortunately. Will Ospreay's feeling that the effects of a grueling recent schedule and has asked you to take that into account and booking him so he can have time to recover. Same with Carl Fletcher. So what I'm going to do before I forget is I'm going to reset this first. And then where is Carl Fletcher first? So we give Carl Fletcher, we'll give him 2 weeks off. Because obviously they're in a storyline, so they do need to. Right, so we'll give him 2 weeks off, and we'll give Will Ospreay 2 weeks off. So it will cool down their storyline for a bit, but it is what it is. We just gotta rest our best workers. I mean, then again, I say best workers, but Will Ospreay was very disappointing, unfortunately. So, it was Swerve Strickland I meant to give that pep talk to. At the end of the show where you praise them. Swerve Strickland, but I couldn't remember what it was. Right, let's have a look at creative for a second. So our main star is MJF, is still unavailable because he's filming. Mercedes Moné is second, and the next big things we've got Chris Bay, Kato Kayo Maya, who I might start putting in matches now, see how they get on. Do I send him? Do I send him to Ring of Honor? I think I need to send him to Ring of Honor, and then he can be my big star there. Maybe the same with the Vikingo as well. Vikingo and Kayo Maya as the two main baby faces on Ring of Honor would be pretty good. But then I don't know whether it would leave us a bit short on baby faces on the AEW roster. I don't think it would. But yeah, I think that's what I might do actually. And then I think that's it really. I'm gonna leave that bit for now. And then I don't know what else. Let's have a look at top 100. So WrestleDream was our best pay per view. I mean, look at the difference there. 76. The next best one was 69, and we've gone slightly better, I think. October was a bit hit and miss, but yeah. And then 100 matches. Adam Page defeating Ricochet and Dynamite was the best match we've done so far. And then Young Bucks defeating House of Black wasn't too bad afterwards. 100 attendance. Biggest attendance was WrestleDream, but I think that's mostly because that was probably our first pay-per-view that we've done on this series, so we won't take that too much into account. Yeah, it was, yeah. And then I think that's it really worth mentioning. So yeah, I think that's it for this bit. I'm going to forward it to the next day and then see how we get on. So I'll be back with the next show in a second. Right, we're back and we've got the first Ring of Honor show of the episode. We're expected to only get 417 fans, which is slightly more than what I don't know. So we'll go this and then we'll do 450. There we go. Right, so we'll just pick this one. There we go, like so. Right, booking room meeting. Let's spend some of this energy. So we'll go creative finish. No restrictions on this idea. Character idea as well. No restrictions on this idea as well. So that's that good. That's that done. Locker room instance. Backstage gossip is that MV Young and Darius Martin had to be separated after a heated argument, which is not ideal. Training. Sammy Guevara had a small backstage clash with Stokely Hathaway. I'm definitely going to have to get rid of Sammy Guevara, and I swear I sacked him didn't I sack him in the last episode? I swear I fired him in front of everybody in the locker room. Oh well. Anyway, right. Atlantis Jr. has got a lot of heat backstage with rest of the locker room for his selfish behaviour. Okay. Right, so that's that done. So I'm going to book the show now, and I'll be back in a sec with the show ready to go. Right, we've got the first Ring of Honor show of the episode kicking off now. High Velocity episode 2. We got 407 people in attendance in the end. I did a pre-show match between Darius Martin and MV Young after their bust up before the show. The second got 38, 23 for the crowd, 34 for the wrestling. Darius Martin defeated MV Young. MV Young was the better worker out of the two. Darius Martin is just terrible. But yeah, not much to say on there really. I just thought to see if they could end up having a really good match after their real life blow up. I did do it as a wild brawl as well, so maybe that's why Darius Martin only got a 27, because it's probably not his style of match. And then, because I'm a very petty man, because Sammy Guevara and Atlantis Jr. annoyed me with their attitude and their behaviour, I decided to have the Rascals defeat them when Zachary Wentz pinned Atlantis with the Gunkel driver. The match was designed to revolve around a lot of high spots, and the second got a 34 for the crowd, 48 for the wrestling. Basically, I set this match up I put a burial note on Sammy Guevara and Atlantis Jr. Hopefully, it will sort their attitude out, or else they're just going to keep getting jobbed out. So I decided to start a storyline on this episode with Jeff Jarrett and Kaito Kiyomiya, and the the storyline started with Jeff Jarrett gets into the ring and starts slating newcomer Kaito. The second got a 71. Jeff Jarrett obviously brilliant on the mic. Needed better colour commentary though, but yeah. So that storyline starts, and then we had Kaito Kiyomiya defeating Jeff Jarrett's lackey Alex Price in a bit of a squash match, 8-minute squash match after the Tiger Suplex hold. The match was designed to tell a specific story of basically Kaito just absolutely destroying this jobber. The second got a 54, 10 for the crowd. They weren't really into it. Wrestling was 57. Kaito was decent enough. They actually have great chemistry as well. So maybe I might do a longer match next time they wrestle each other. After the match, after Kaito destroys Jarrett's lackey Alec Price, he gets on the mic and tells Jeff if he ever wants to stop running his mouth and fight him, the offer is always there. And then points at Jeff, who is still at the commentary table, because I forgot to mention Jeff Jarrett was special guest commentator for the match between Kaito and Alec Price. Segment got a 27, so not very good. But Kaito does enjoy having the freedom to be off script. Unfortunately, he's held back by the language barrier. So, yeah, maybe might need to look for getting a manager or something that can do the talking for him for now. Let me know in the comment section, how do you improve someone's language skills? Does it just happen over time? Can you let me know in the comment section? I would appreciate it. Right, so next segment, we decided to crown a new Ring of Honor Women's Champion. I was going to do a tournament, but I'm already doing a tournament as it is with the AEW world title. So I thought too many tournaments in one go. So we have Billy Starks defeating Millie McKenzie, Tomoko Inuyama, Anna Jay, Masha Slamovich, Mercedes Martinez, and Kenzie Page when Billy Starks pinned Tomoko Inuyama. The match was designed to be chaotic and full of action in order to get the crowd going. So Billy Starks wins her first women's world title. She's obviously held the women's TV title before, but this is the next step up for her. Segment got 56, 26 for the crowd, 49 for the wrestling. Who was the better worker? Inuyama was pretty good. Slamovich was pretty good. And Mercedes was alright. Billy Starks was a bit under. She could have done better, but yeah, it is what it is. Apparently she was off the game, so maybe that was it. But yeah, the chaos of the match helped hide how badly Anna Jay was performing. So maybe whenever I have Anna Jay in a match, it might be worth putting her in this type of match. I mean, she's not very good, 34 rating, so yeah, it is what it is though. After celebrating her title win, Billy Starks gets attacked by angry Mercedes Martinez, who puts Billy through a table. The camera shows little kids crying after seeing their heroes win get ruined by the bully that is Mercedes. Second got a 50. We are starting a new storyline with Billy Starks and Mercedes Martinez. So that kicked that off, that storyline. We did a backstage promo, like a pre-tape promo video from BK Westbrook, who slates the fan in attendance today. He then says how easy it will be to beat his opponent tonight. AR Fox, second got 39. Westbrook clearly enjoys having the freedom to be off script. And then Westbrook defeated AR Fox by pinfall. Got a 51 for the segment, 18 for the crowd, 49 for the wrestling. Westbrook not very good in the ring, but AR Fox helped carry him. He's a bit of an unknown at the moment, but then we have to sometimes make sacrifices to get people over, and that's what I'm doing with him. BK Westbrook, as far as I'm concerned, is going to be Ring of Honor's version of MJF, just like a slow rise up the ladder. And then in the main event, we had Mark Briscoe successfully defend his title against Lee Moriarty with the Froggy Bow. The match was designed so that wrestlers could go out there and try and steal the show. Mark Briscoe makes successful defense number 3 of the world title. Segment got a 64, crowd 36, and 54 for the wrestling. Lee Moriarty was a better worker out of the two. Ignore this because the next bit we did was an angle where we had a double turn. So we had Lee Moriarty, after the match, Lee Moriarty shakes Mark Briscoe's hand. He then goes to walk off the ramp and let Mark celebrate. Mark celebrates, but gets attacked by the Billington tag team. And Lee Moriarty runs down to make the save for Mark. Second got 32. We just need to handle these. Turn face, complete success. Turn heel, complete success. So there you go. So that's the segment done. I needed to do it because we had Tommy Billington was a baby face, but Mark Billington was a heel, so it just corrects that issue. And we've got Lee Moriarty now as a babyface, which is what we wanted to do. We've increased the popularity in 53 regions. We got an overall rating of 54, and like I said, 407 people turned up. We used Iniaba, Westbrook, and Mackenzie too much, and obviously Atlantis Jr. as well, and slightly used was Mercedes Martinez. Financial report, we made a loss of 8,246, but I injected like 3 million into the bank of Ring of Honor because obviously they're bankrolled by Tony Khan, so we don't really need to worry. And eventually, I think we'll start making money with Ring of Honor. We haven't made any increases in popularity, but that's fine. That is how it is. But not too bad of a Ring of Honor show. I'm quite enjoying the booking side of both AEW and Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is more to what I'm used to, trying to find people and get them over. I do like booking AEW as well because I'm trying to focus on storylines and that. I'm hoping you lot are enjoying it so far. Let me know in the comment section. So WrestleDream, I think we've already read that one. These are ones I've already read. So I forgot to delete them. We'll do that. And then we've got a show tomorrow night, Dynamite. So I'll be back in a minute with the Dynamite show. Right, we're back with the first Dynamite of this episode. We're expected to get 2,121 people in. So we need to knock this down tremendously. We'll just do 2,000 to 3,000. Right, so if we look at this one, the Alario Centre, so we'll book that one. And then booking room, we've had no pre-show instance, which is not a bad thing. Booking room, we're going to leave it because I've got 2 creative things I need to do anyway on this episode, so we'll just leave it for now. Let the points build up. Locker room instance, here we go. So Dean Matadi, who obviously was he was in WWE as Mojo Rawley, but he's not good enough, so we're just not going to bother. Training. Taz has been passing on his tips to microphone work to his protege Powerhouse Hobbs. Serena Deeb helped create a relaxed atmosphere when he set up a barbecue outside and cooked for everyone. And that's it. That's good. No bad things. That's always good. Right then, I'm going to book the show. See you in a sec. Right, I'm back with the first Dynamite of the episode. Just to let you know as well, I've had to put the World Title Tournament on hold for a bit because Bobby Lashley's injured for 18 more days on the game. So that will resume in time. Unfortunately, because that match is the next one in the tournament, so I can't really do anything until he's back. But it's fine. It's not a major issue. It's not going to delay us for much longer. Hopefully, we can book it to the point where the final match in the tournament is actually at the next pay-per-view, but we'll just see. We might have to wait until the pay-per-view after that, but yeah, we've got plenty of stuff going on though to keep the fans happy and busy. So I open the show with Big Bill versus Mascara Dorada, who makes his debut for the company. In a bout that had good wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Big Bill defeated Mascara Dorada with the East River Crossing. Second got 75, 35 for the crowd, 67 for the wrestling. Mascara Dorado carried Big Bill to a decent match. We also had a Big Bill creative finish that needed him to win the match, and it was a complete success. So Big Bill benefit from being in amazing form, which is hilarious because I don't think I put him in a match this whole time. And he's also flavour of the month, so maybe we're going to have to start pushing Big Bill by the looks of it. I've never had that come up before when I played this game, so that's good. Something new. In the second match of the night, we had Swerve defeating Bobby Stevenson, who is a lackey for the Hurt Business, I think, unless I've got that completely wrong. The Swerve won with the Swerve Stomp. It was just a car crash match, 10 minutes with Swerve just basically destroying Bobby Stevenson. The segment got a 66, 43 for the crowd and 62 for the wrestling. Bobby Stevenson, not very good in the ring, but at least he's made his debut now. Swerve, amazing as always, 81. Basically, commentary team helped carry the match, and Swerve and Prince Nile have good chemistry as well. Bobby Stevenson took a stump bump as well to make the match stand out a bit more. And then afterwards, Swerve cut a promo calling out everyone in the Hurt Business. He wants any one of them to step up. 59 for the segment. The storyline between them two advances. So I think at the next pay-per-view I might build up a match between Swerve and Shelton, because obviously Bobby Lashley is injured and he needs to be in the tournament. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, commentary and colour commentary help boost the match. And Swerve benefit from having a hot catchphrase. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, we had the team of Mariah May and Mercedes Moné defeating the team of Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale, when Mariah May pinned Toni Storm with the reverse bulldog. The segment got a 69, 55 for the crown, 57 for the wrestling. Mercedes Moné was the better worker out of the four. I basically just put the two women's storylines I have at the moment is Mariah May and Toni Storm, and Mercedes and Willow, so I just put them in a match together. Just to keep that storyline going. And then after the match, we had Mariah May and Mercedes Moné attack Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale after the match. Got 55 for the segments. So after that, we go to a pre-tape video where Danny Garcia is eating at Wendy's, where he gets attacked by Jack Perry. For people who aren't from America, don't know, Wendy's is a very big restaurant chain in America. They are starting to have a few in the UK now as well. I'm looking forward to trying out a Wendy burger at some point. There is one near where I live, so hopefully I'll try them soon. But yeah, I just thought it'd be like a fun little thing to do on here as an angle to keep the storyline going. They go back and forth using food as a weapon, so it's basically like a food fight, but they're just destroying each other in the process and destroying Wendy's. And it was a fun brawl that the customers of Wendy's loved as well, so it keeps that storyline going. Unfortunately, it lost heat though, which is not good. But yeah, 47 for that segment. And then in a match that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Brody King defeated Tomohiro Ishii, who made his debut, the Beast Mortos, and David Finlay, who also made his debut. Brody King pinned David Finlay with the Gonzo Bomb. The match was designed to be chaotic and full of action in order to get the crowd going. 56 for the segment, 34 for the crowd, 55 for the wrestling. So this wasn't very well received. None of the wrestlers were very good. So we did use a creative finish that we had stored up, but it was a failure. But we've had a couple of wrestlers debut. I'm just trying to see if there's anything stands out here. Ishii was held back by the chaotic nature of the match, so we need to make sure we don't put him in that again. And then we had like a 4 versus 4 match with Takahashi, who's making his debut for us, Orange Cassidy, and the Mogul Embassy tag team of Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricochet, defeating the team. Oh, did they defeat? Hold on. Yeah, they did. Sorry, defeating the team of Zack Sabre Jr., Roderick Strong, Roosh, and Konosuke Takahita. Hold on, let me get this right. Takeshita. There you go. I keep thinking it says Takashita, but it's not. It's Takeshita. Right, the segment got a 79, 45 for the crowd, 69 for the wrestling. The standout performer was Zack Sabre Jr. with an 83, but we also had good contributions from Ricochet, Orange Cassidy, and Takeshita. Rush and Roderick Strong and Takahashi weren't very good, and Powerhouse Hobbs was the weak link in this match. But yeah, it is what it is. And that was the main event to finish the show. We increased our popularity in 30 regions. I'm annoyed by this because I actually have got new broadcasting deals, but some of them don't start until our other contracts expire. But we should still have an increase. I don't know. I need to look at this. But yeah, the show benefit from having quite a wide range, a wide selection of angles. We got an overall rating of 73. The final attendance will not be done just yet because we've got Rampage to book. There's some backstage. There's some talk backstage over how much Brody King has been influenced by Bryan Danielson, having begun acting in a similar way. It's not exactly a bad thing. Leave that there, like so. Right then, what I'm going to do is book Rampage, and I'll be back in a sec. Right, we're back with Rampage. I basically just booked it as quickly as possible. Really, there's no Rampage is just going to be a mishmash of matches with a couple of angles to help with the storylines. So what we did is we just did a crazy women's 10-way match where we had Athena, Harley Cameron, who I have put as limited participation in this match. Shida, Jamie Hayter, Jordan Grace, Chris Statlander, Mina Shirakawa, and Serena D, Venny, and Millie McKenzie. So we had like a crazy 10-women match. Shida won the match when she submitted Millie McKenzie, who I borrowed from Ring of Honor, with the full metal muffler. The match was designed so that the wrestlers could go out there and try and steal the show. Didn't succeed, but it was worth a try. The second got 62, crowd 35, wrestling was 47. Like I said, Harley Cameron is not very good in the ring. She only got 22, but that was probably with limited involvement. I don't know what to do about her because I don't think we'll be able to do much with her because she's so limited in the ring. I think I might need to send her to Ring of Honor and try and do something there with her. Athena was great with a 70. Shida wasn't too bad, neither was Hayter. And Venny was pretty good in this match as well. A couple of them seemed off their game. But yeah, Athena benefit from being in amazing form. So that's good as well. We definitely are going to be pushing Athena a bit more than being Mercedes Moné Lackey in the long run. But it's just to get her in a storyline and get her foot in the door in AEW. And then we did a promo with Mercedes Moné, cutting a promo, on Willow Nightingale, 52 for the segment. And then we did one with Tony Storm, where we did one, but it was like a comedy one to do with a character. That got 64. She cut a promo on Mariah May. And then we had one more match. We had a 10-way match where Jay White defeated Buddy Matthews, Hologram, Hook, Anthony Bowens, Brian Cage, Gabe Kidd, Mike Bennett, Nick Wayne, and Pac. When Jay White pinned Mike Bennett with the Blade Runner. The match was designed to be chaotic and full of action in order to get the crowd going. So I think, was there any standout performers here? Not really particularly. Hologram was decent. Jay White was probably the better worker out of the lot. Nick Wayne was alright and Pac was pretty good. But yeah, like I said, 10-way match, you're not really going to get any standout wrestlers. It's just a good way of seeing them as anyone that stands out to then put in a singles match in the next show. So we have no show notes. The overall rating for this got 64, and then we had a crowd of 1,752 people. Financial report, we made 209,000. Popularity, we've increased our popularity in Hawaii, Canada, Mexico, and some parts of Europe as well, which is good. Right, so that's that done. We'll just have a quick look, see if there's any notes worth mentioning. Let me just have a look at the time. Okay. Right, so let's have a look, see if there's any notes on here. Tamina has been offered a contract extension from WWE, but we're not going to obviously bring her in. I have shortlisted all WWE wrestlers just to see on the off chance. We've hired a few wrestlers for Ring of Honor, but I'll talk about that. I might as well tell you now. Dan Maloney, Clark Connors. How did we do for Dynamite? We had a 0.54 rating, TV rating, 410,000, and then 2,769,000 altogether. Swerve says that David Finlay has charisma. He has a lot of upside, so we need to look into that. I accidentally deleted the Time to Heal one, so I've got no idea who needs a break. We'll switch over to Ring of Honor. There we go. We'll show you. So we've signed a few few wrestlers to boost the roster a bit more. So Connor Mills, Babote Valdez, Dustin Waller, Futuro, Junior, Benito, Keiko. Let me just see if there's anyone that stand out. Luke Jacobs, obviously a standout performer in the UK scene. Fujiwara's son. I think these are ones I've already signed actually, so these aren't new. I'm just trying to think. There is other ones I've signed just recently. Do you know what? I think it's just going to be boring if I try and show you that. I'll show you when it comes near the time where it was worth telling you. Chris Brooks was one of them that I signed as well. Let's have a look. Actually, we've got some new tag teams to add. I don't know if you like this type of stuff, but I always like this stuff. So we've got CCK, which is Chris Brooks and Kid Lycos. So they will be a decent tag team for us to have. 40 Acres, which is the team of Trey Lamar. Oh yeah, so basically what I did is I went on a hiring spree of signing indie tag teams. So I want to try and make Ring of Honor give them a really good tag division. So I'll do this offline. I think it'll be a bit boring to show you this online, but yeah, I'll do that offline afterwards. Right, so we haven't got a Ring of Honor show for a bit. We're just going to skip forward to this one here. We've got a Collision in 2 days, so I'll be back in 2 days game time on here, and we'll book the last show of the episode, which will be Collision. So bear with us 2 seconds. Right, we're back with the Collision show, which will be the last show of the episode, and we're just going to book the attendance. So we've got a strong economy in and the economy and the wrestling industry at the moment, which is good. Expected attendance is 2,218. So I think we'll just keep that as it is. We'll just go here, the Elmer Rowan Fieldhouse. And then booking room meeting, we'll look at spending some on creative finish. This can only be applied to matches where Mercedes Moné is the victor. And then we'll go character idea. Bit of a gamble, no restrictions on this idea. Right, okay, so that's that done. Booking room incidents. Prince Nana entertained the locker room by organising a poker tournament. Training. The backstage gossip is that Jack Perry and Matt Taven had to be separated after a heated argument, which is not good. And then we'll leave that as it is. So what I'm going to do is book the show, and I'll be back in a sec. Right, so this is the Collision show, last show of the episode, and we kick it off with a 6-way women's match for Mercedes Moné's TBS title. And Mercedes Moné successfully defends the title, defeating Willow, Nightingale, Mariah May, Toni Storm, Athena, and Jamie Hayter in just under 12 minutes when Mercedes Moné submitted Athena with the bank statement. The match was designed so the wrestlers go out there and try and steal the show. Mercedes Moné makes defense number 8 of the TBS title. The segment got a 75, 52 for the crowd, and 63 for the wrestling. Mercedes Moné, Willow was the better worker out of the lot of them. Athena wasn't too far away from her, but yeah, not too bad to start the show. And then after the match, we had basically Athena and Mercedes Moné attack Jamie Hayter and Willow Nightingale. That carries on their storyline. And then we had, in the next match, we had a technical masterclass with decent reaction from the crowd. Okada defeating Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy when Okada pinned Zack Sabre Jr. with the Rainmaker. Zack Sabre Jr. carried the match in ring performance. 69 for the segment, 51 for the crowd, 72 for the wrestling. Unfortunately, Okada wasn't very good, or Orange Cassidy, but obviously Zack Sabre Jr. was amazing. This match was poorly placed. A technical match isn't the right thing to be feeding a rowdy crowd. The only reason I picked the technical masterclass was to because obviously Zack Sabre Jr. is a technical wizard, so I thought it might make the match better. In hindsight, probably not a good idea, so remember that for next time. After the match, Zack Sabre Jr. attacks Orange Cassidy to set up a storyline between the two, so they're now in a storyline with each other. 57 for the segment. Tony Storm sees Mariah May backstage eating in catering and decides to throw a piece of pizza at Mariah May's face. A food fight ensues, which ends with both wrestlers covered in chili con carne. Segment got a 60. The storyline continues. Mariah May did not do well without a script, even though she insisted on doing it without a script. So that's that on that one. And then I decided to do a push for Big Bill. So Big Bill defeated Powerhouse Hobbs in a big meaty boy match. The segment got a 62, 43 for the crowd, 55 for the wrestling. Big Bill was the better worker out of the two. Big Bill benefit from being in amazing form and being the flavour of the month, so that will continue, I think. And then we did Big Bill doing a promo, which got a 70 rating, which I'm really surprised about. Big Bill cuts a promo after the match to tell everyone how awesome he is, and I just put, we all love Big Bill, so there you go. The push for Big Bill starts today. In a bout that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, Nicholas Jackson defeated Ricochet by pinfall with a 450 splash. The match was designed to be an engrossing, story-driven spectacle that has slowly built up with psychology and working towards a dramatic conclusion. The segment got 67, 54 for the crowd and 67 for the wrestling. Nicholas Jackson was the better worker out of the two. Ricochet is underperforming on this database, which is a shame. But yeah, I thought I just wanted to put them two in a good match, really. And then after the match, Matthew Jackson runs down to the ring, and the Young Bucks start attacking Ricochet. Powerhouse Hobbs sprints down the ring and destroys the Young Bucks to help save Ricochet to end the show, and that got 64 for the segment. So we increased our popularity in 18 regions, 68 overall, and 2,155 people turned up. So financial report, we made 1 million, just over £1 million. Dollars. Popularity, we've increased a bit in Mexico, Europe, and that's it. I think the broadcasting deals has helped with this, so hopefully eventually we'll stop getting them warnings. The post-show has been completed, and that's that really, so that ends that. So I'm just going to quickly look at if there's any inbox items, and then I'll have a quick look at the creative, see if there's any difference in that. I wonder if Big Bill's gone up there now. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some changes. Right, let's try it. Let's start with AEW. Let's have a look at the inbox items. So Millie McKenzie's relocated to the southeast, which is good. We got a 0.14 TV rating, 111,000 viewers. Bloody hell, with 2,433,000 viewers overall. So that's that. Let's have a look at creative then. Right, so obviously MJF, at the moment we can't do anything with his absence, so Mercedes Moné is our biggest star. Chris Bay, Hook, Mariah May and Julia Hart are the next big things. Hot prospects, Chris Bay, Mascara Dorada, Takeshita, Hook and Jack Perry. Talk the Talk is the same, I think, hasn't changed. That usually doesn't. Same with this one here. Ring General. Let's have a look at who's hot. So at the moment, Athena, Swerve, Will Ospreay, Hook and Mariah May. Who's not? Ricochet. So yeah, I think it just reflects like real life. I think people don't. I think the AEW crowd doesn't really like Ricochet at the moment, unfortunately. Right, let's have a look at Ring of Honor before we go. Let's see if there's any inbox items worth reading out in here. Just Millie McKenzie. So let's have a look at the creative. Jeff Jarrett's obviously the franchise player still. Next big things is Kaio Maya, Vikingo, who I think is injured, but he's just recovering soon, so he can wrestle soon. Billy Starks, Chantal Jordan, and Fujiwara. And then let's have a quick look at the hot prospects. It's about the same as the other one. Talking the talk, we've got Maki Ito. So Maki Ito is another new signing for me for Ring of Honor. But yeah, Showstoppers, have a quick look at this. About the same as usual. Mansoor is a Showstopper, that's encouraging. And then Ring Generals I think is the same. Let's have a look who's hot. Billy Starks, Matt Taven, Red Velvet, Mark Briscoe and Jeff Jarrett. Who's not? Nobody. So that's that really. So I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for watching. Now, as I said on my community page, I won't be doing any content now until the new year. Now, I'm gonna have a couple of weeks, enjoy Christmas, enjoy the new year, and then the first week of January I'll be back on it, and hopefully you lot will still want to watch. But yeah, give this episode a watch. Let's try and get as many. I would love as many more views than the last episode. The first two episodes of this series did amazingly well, and then the last episode not so much. But I'm hoping that's just a blip. So if you could comment, like the video, watch as much of the video as you possibly can, I would appreciate it. The more watch time, the better for me. The more likes, the better for me. And just give me some feedback, give me some advice. I'm not the best on this game, so I would appreciate people who have played this game a lot more than me to help me out in any issues I'm having. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, or and whatever other celebrations you celebrate as well. If you don't celebrate Christmas, hope you have a nice time for the rest of this month. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. All the best. Bye.